Welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing 10 baby names that I love but will not be using. I will not be using them because I am done having babies. And as much as I love babies and as much as I actually really enjoy, believe it or not, I really enjoy being pregnant, I'm done. I think 4 is my lucky number. And with Lainey having some of the issues that she does health-wise, I think this was she was the perfect dessert to our meat and potatoes boys, if that makes any sense at all. I don't even know if it does. But after 3 boys, she was just like the cherry on top. So we are just wrapping our family up with her. And I think she's like the perfect ending to such a wonderful Sunday, if it sounds better than meat and potatoes. So anyways, I'm just going to jump into these names. So I'm going to start off with girl names, and this is really funny to me because when I was pregnant with her, once we found out that we were actually having a girl, like my mind went blank. All these names that I had envisioned for what we would name our girl had we ever had one, they were just gone. Actually, one of the names, I'll tell you that's not even going to be on my list, one of the names that we had always agreed on if we ever had a girl, like since we had Glaison, our oldest, was Layla. We always wanted the name Layla, but I've noticed how kind of popular it had gotten in the last 7 years. Like it really, or maybe it was always popular, but I didn't notice it until later on, or even once we had gotten pregnant with Lainey, then I started noticing how popular it was. But like I said, once we had her, or once we knew I was even pregnant with her, I was clueless. I had no idea. It was like all this pressure just fell on me because I never actually thought I was going to get a girl. And then once she was actually born, she didn't have a name for the first 24 hours of her life. She was nameless. She was just the Carter baby. So it's funny to me that now that she's here, I have all of these names. Go figure. Actually, I really love her name. I came up with her name on Kruise's birthday, which his birthday is on April 24th, and she wasn't born until August 1st. So I knew, I had brought that name up pretty early on, but I just kind of kept it on the back burner as I ruffled through other names and pulled up other names. So the first name that I'm going to mention is Sunny. Actually Sunday, but Sunny for short. It's so cute. I love everything about it. My middle name is Rose. Actually, I have 2 middle names, but Rose is one of them. And I thought Sunday Rose or Rain is Lainey, one of Lainey's middle names. She has 2 middle names as well. One of her middle names is Leanne. And that is, I'm sorry, I was choking for a second. My grandma's name, her middle name is Lee, and my husband's grandma's middle name is Ann. So we just combined them for Leanne. And then Rain is my other grandma's name as well. So we just kind of kept it really traditional and pulled from our family to use their names for her middle name. So Lainey Leanne Rain is her full middle name. And I also thought Sunny Rain would be really pretty. But my husband shot that down real quick. He's like, no way! But that's why these are on my list and he doesn't have a list. The next one that I came up with was, I had a list, but my son came in a minute ago. Seriously, guys, I've tried to record this a couple of times. And if you hear that, it's thundering outside. It's getting ready to storm really good. Okay, so the next name is Sadie. I love the name Sadie. I think it's very, very sweet and cute and just everything adorable. But when I brought up this name while I was pregnant with Lainey, everybody reminded me about people they know that have a dog named Sadie. I'm like, what are the chances? I really liked the name too, but I didn't want to take my baby girl to my mom's house and then have my mom's neighbor walk over with her dog and then get the dog and the baby confused, So that one got scratched. Another name that I really, really loved, and I kind of really thought this was going to be her name, is River. I love the name River so much. I love it so, so much. My husband, on the other hand, he shot that one down too. I remember actually we were laying in bed one night. It was late. For us, it was late. It was 10 o'clock, which most people probably stay up later than that, but we're... I love the bed. I love being in bed. So we're laying in bed, and I think, oh, what do you think about River? And he made a joke. I don't even remember how the joke went, but I was laying in bed, literally kicking my legs, like fighting for air. I was laughing so hard. Like, kicking my legs has anything to do with fighting for air. But I was laughing so hard. That kind of laugh that you don't want anybody to ever see or hear, for that matter. That's what I was doing. I laughed for about 45 minutes before I finally fell asleep. And it was still like the, like, I'm going to keep chuckling laugh. So, yeah, he shot River down. But I really love the name. And I know it's considered like you could use it for a boy or for a girl, but I really liked it for a girl. Because she would have still had the same middle names because we were pulling from our family. So River, Leanne, Rain, I thought would have been really pretty. So, the next one, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head because, like I said, my son came in and took my list as he was throwing a tantrum. By the way, if you don't have kids, it's not the terrible 2s, it's the terrible 3s. Like, the 3s are way worse than the 2s. And I've experienced it with all 3 of my boys. And I'm sure that eventually when Lainey gets to be 3, we'll have it with her too. But 3s are definitely worse than 2s. By so much. Okay. What is my next name? Said Sunny, River, Sadie. Oh, Primly. I'm not even sure that's a name, but I love the way it sounds. Primly. Primly, Leanne, Rain. Like, I just love it so much. I think it flows. Like I said, I'm not even sure that's a real name, but I really enjoy how it sounds. The next name, I remember it now. The next name is Georgia. Georgia, to me, sounds very classic, but it reminds me of, let's see, if I could describe what I think a Georgia looks like, I picture blonde hair, green eyes, and like a really olive skin tone, which is funny because that's the picture I get in my head of a Georgia matches my daughter. Like, the picture, like, they just match up. So if she could have been named anything else, I think Georgia would have fit her best. Lainey she doesn't have a whole lot of hair yet. She's still working on that. But her hair that she does have is really blonde, which that is normal for my kids. All of my kids started out with the black hair when they were first born, and then it got super light and they all turned to little blonde babies. And then now all of their hair, except for Barrett, the older 2, their hair is like super dark. Glaison's hair is almost black, like it's really dark. But right now Lainey has like really blonde hair. She has a really pretty skin tone. And her eyes are almost like it's hard to see on camera, or else I'd go get her and show you, but they're like a greenish gray. Like, they're so pretty. And she kind of reminds me of the Georgia. So, like I said, my husband didn't like that name either. So, like, when we came up with, whenever I mentioned Lainey to him, like, he was just set on it. Like, that was it for him. Like, that's what he wanted. And it was to the point where, like, when we were actually having her and at the hospital, like, I was just, the nurses were like, you don't have a name? Well, you can always use our names. And I know one of them was Sue, and I think the other one was Mary Beth. And I'm like, dear Lord, please let me come up with a name. I don't know that I'd be good with Sue Mary Beth. I don't know that could work for me or work for us. So, Lainey is it, and I love the name. I think it really fits her. It reminds me of just bright and happy and cheerful and just energetic. I think Lainey is a really pretty name, and I think it fits her well. And it almost has like a really country vibe to it for me. Like, I just picture like lace and tans and boots and like cowboy boots. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I can see it in my head, but when I try to articulate it, it doesn't sound like it sounds very appealing, but it's appealing to my head. Okay, now boy names are going to be really hard for me to remember because I wrote them all down on that list. What did he do with it? Okay, so I know that one of the names on the list I always wanted to use this for one of our boys, but I know my husband didn't dislike it, but he just didn't love it enough to use it for our kids. I love the name Chael. I love how it looks on paper. I love writing it. I love saying it. I love the name Chael, and I think it would have really went well with our last name, Chael Carter. I think that sounds really masculine and very strong. Like, it's a strong name. I love it a lot. And I never heard it until I heard of Chael Sonnen. And like from then on, like I was just hooked to the name. I loved it so much. And not even because of Chael Sonnen, I just like the name in general. The next name I have is Channing. And not because of Channing Tatum so much, but just because I love the name Channing. It reminds me of like knights and castles and big white horses, and just it reminds me of almost like medieval-ish. I don't know. I just love the name Chael. I love how it sounds. Or not Chael, I'm sorry, Channing. I love how the name Channing sounds. But my husband was not a fan of that. All I could think of was the Channing All Over Your Tatum song. That kind of ruined it for me, and I'm not going to lie. And that was one of the picks I had for Barrett's name. And that song came out right around that time, I'm pretty sure. Thanks, SNL. I think it was SNL. The next one is, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, like I said, August. That actually has family ties. We had a family member with the name August, and then my brother, who I actually lost in a car accident while I was pregnant with Glaison. Actually, it was 6 weeks before I gave birth to Glaison. We lost my brother in a car accident, and his middle name was August. I love the name so much, and I think Augie would be such a cute little boy name. Like, I think that's adorable. The next name on my list is Ranger. Like, I got made fun of this one too. My husband really made fun of me for this one, but I think Ranger's a really cool name. Like, I picture, okay, so when I'm thinking of like a ranger as an adult, then I think, oh, I don't know if that would work for an adult unless he was very masculine. If he wasn't very masculine and, you know, like just that type of person, I don't know that it would work. I say that now, but I think when you have a kid and you name them, that name kind of just works for them, because then that's what you picture, right? So I really like the name, but my husband mentioned that he would not like it if it were like he was an adult. He said it wouldn't go well with him. The last name on my list is kind of like you don't ever hear it anymore, but again, it reminds me of the whole knights and castles and armor, and the name is Luther, and I thought Louis would be really cute. I love the name Luther, and just to call a little boy Louis, I think is cute. I think it's adorable. It was between, okay, so I had two more names that I was going back and forth on to make it a 10, like 5 girl, 5 boy, but another name for a boy that I really like is Jet. I think it's very slick and very cool. I don't know. I just like the name Jet. So those were my names and a whole lot of definition behind them. I really hope you enjoyed it. And I hope this kind of gave you some inspiration if you're pregnant, or if you're thinking about it, or if you just like hearing names. Like, I personally watch so many of these videos because I love hearing other people's names that they would choose for their children. So yeah. If you are new to my channel, if you've never seen me before, go ahead and subscribe so I don't get lost in the YouTube world somewhere and you can never find me again. And if you want to see more videos like this, more tag videos, just give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you Friday with another cleaning video. We'll see you next time. Bye!